Wishes is a fantastic bundle because it has coordinating dies and, wait for it, a hybrid embossing folder. So you can cut out your sand dollars and emboss them all at the same time. So today we're going to create this card using some embossed sand dollars and some, let's see, Country Woods Designer Series paper. No, did I say? I mean Country Lace Designer Series paper, but I also use some Country Woods because what I thought would be fun, because I am going to be using up some scraps, is to make one with Country Woods and with Country Lace, because both of those are in your Seaside Wishes workshop kit if you did purchase one of those kits from me. All right, hello, my name's Kimberly Smith. I'm the Papered Chef. If you like what you see, please subscribe to my channel because I do card making tutorials. I do scan and cut tutorials, paper pumpkin tutorials. I'm a US Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I try to use these really cool Stampin' Up! Products in my tutorials, but I use other things as well. If you'd like one of our new upcoming holiday catalogs, which is going to go live in on September 4th, please use the link to the contact form on my website. And one more thing before I start jumping into the tutorial is that we are having a Designer Series paper sale for the whole rest of the month of August. So these papers that I'll be showing you, Country Lace, Country Woods, both of these papers with they coordinate together, are both on sale for 15% off. So this is the time to stock up on 14 styles of papers from our annual catalog. So what do I mean by annual catalog? I mean this catalog here. There's also a request form to get one of these. But this catalog, which I can open up, I can't open up the holiday one yet, has fantastic suites in it. And you can see that these suites have paper in them, right? Like this one's my favorite paper of this design of this catalog because I love all the bright colors. And that's probably my second favorite, this one. This one is called Full of Life, my favorite. My second favorite, Bright and Beautiful, because I love the colors. I guess this one is my favorite suite, Lily Pond Lane. It's an entire suite of products. But I mean, if you like this kind of thing, having suites and paper and all kinds of stuff and being, it just gives you more creativity, having more options, having more products. I feel like that. So anyway, that's on sale, 15% off. Now let's take our scraps. Now let's do a couple at once. So what we'll do is we're going to take, now I had a swap recently where I used, do you ever make a whole lot of one card and then you have, I used this paper, Country Lace, but then I had a whole lot of the same card and then I'm like, okay, so I have a whole lot of paper left over that's the same style. So I'm thinking I could just use some of this too for this card and then just some other scraps. So it'll look slightly different. Either one of these might be a good background. So where did I get inspired for this design? This design, it's just a design that I came up with, but I did base it off originally. Now, creativity is all about using many different designs and things you see to come up with something new, right? That's what creativity is. But I used a card sketch in the catalog on page 22 to come up with this because during my swap, let me show you page 22, that we had, my team swap was based on card sketch challenges. So I looked at these little sketches here, and I used this one and came up with, I took that kind of concept and came up with this design for it, using the season of green and gold. So then I'm like, okay, well, I liked that concept, and I wanted to focus on some DSP. So then I took it, I didn't do the twine part. I didn't really do the whole thing, but I came up with the DSP in the background for this card based on that. See, so these are going to be the same size as this card. Of course, this card has a circular and some twine, and this one doesn't. So I already have some pieces here. I'm thinking that'll make a really cute background, so we'll use that for a card. And then what we'll do is we'll do petal pink. Let's see what else. This little denim design, it's Misty Moonlight. And I want to take one more. Thinking, yeah, like a beige. I'm going to do a beige, and we'll do these three for our layers. So what you want for your layers, just going to get them all together, is you're going to do 1-inch strips, and you can cut 3 at once with the trimmer or our trimmer, except that if you're going to cut 3 at once, they need to be the same size because that other one's not the same size. So we're going to do 1-inch strips, and we'll do the same with our other style of paper by 4 1/4. So anyway, let me go ahead and get one strip, 1 inch strip here. Oh, I didn't get to mail my trimmer cases today. So I have some trimmer cases to show you. My mom has come up with a case to hold this paper trimmer. So stick around at the end of my video. I do all kinds of stuff at the end of my videos. But one of the things I do is just kind of sometimes show you, you know, different things I have going on, upcoming events. Like today's the last day to sign up for my August card club. Today's the last day to sign up for the scan and cut retreat. If you want to get the retreat kit, you can still sign up for the virtual part of the retreat later. Okay, so that's what the little strips look like. They're not going to go all the way to the top. They're just going down the middle. And I'll show you some of those things at the end of this. All right, so let's get rid of all this extra paper. And by the way, we're using Petal Pink as our background for both cards. All right, let's put that away. Oh, wait, did I keep one out? I don't think I did. I need to keep one of these out because that's going to be, I think that's the background layer. Yes. So here's what we have. This is our background layer and our 3 pieces. And that's what we have so far. All right, Country Lace is put away. Now we're going to use Country Woods. So we're just taking the same kind of concept. Now, because I'm using, I purposely pick colors that go together in your kits that I send out. So the kit that I sent out was called the Seaside Wishes Kit. And I gave you, I'm going to see if I can find one that's oriented different. Gave you some papers that coordinate with that, some cardstock. I'm just searching for something right now. This is perfect. That's the one. That's the one. I always loved that piece. And now I'm going to find a little piece with a little bit of pink in it, maybe to help with this design. Okay, let's turn this around. I love this piece. And I love that piece like that. I do love this piece too, but I think there's a piece. What I'm looking for is the other side of this piece, but I don't think I don't know if I have an inch strip of it because it has some petal pink in it. Okay, so back to what I was talking about. I always coordinate the colors together purposefully. So everything, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. So if you're going to be using a petal pink background for your card, which I'm doing, then I want some petal pink on the inside of my card too, so that everything coordinates together. All right, so what we're going to do is take these 4, and we'll go ahead and make 4 strips, and then I can figure out which ones to use. Yay for scraps of paper. I love paper. One thing that's fun about having a workshop series when I send you, I can only, because they're not the same size, it's hard to cut a couple of ones. It's like then after I send out a kit, then I use all of those materials. Like that's everything I'm designing with, which makes it really fun for me. You can actually be really creative when you have constraints on you, believe it or not. So constraints meaning I'm going to be using these certain kind of papers only for this certain bundle. And then it makes it really fun too. I do it for my card clubs too. Really fun to design. So 1 inch strip. I can't even see if I'm on the line. Okay, I want, because there's a little piece of petal pink in there and I do want that to show, I'm going to make sure that that piece is showing when I cut the 4 1/4 piece. I don't want to cover up all the pink, right? Okay, so far so good. And then I have that little denim piece. I call it denim. This Misty Moonlight just reminds me of a denim color. You never know how you're going to use your scraps up, so save all these fun scraps. We still need to, I'm keeping these out because we still might need some more sand dollars. I have a whole bucket of crafty goodness. And I have told you, cut out lots of, I know we're going to make some more sea stars, starfish, right? But I always tell you, just cut out a whole bunch of extra stuff and then you have it all ready. Okay, but you're like, but Paper Chef, you said I only need three of these. Well, I made 4 because I'm not sure how they're going to, I know I'm going to use these 2 for sure, and I'm not sure which of these 2 I'm going to use. So that's why I cut out an extra. Now that's the back, this is the background. This is the background for one card. That's Country Lace card. So now we need a background for our country woods card. So we'll just grab a piece of wood. Oh, this one. We'll do this one. It's dark. Or this one. I'm not sure yet. Right? So if I am going to use this side, I'm going to make it, let's see, horizontal, the way the wood goes. So I'm not sure which side I'm going to use yet. But in a minute, I'll be sure. I just got to see how the papers look. And then you want to use liquid glue for this because liquid glue is going to help you get all the pieces aligned the right way. All right, extra pieces. All right, I'm done with my trimmer for now. Okay, so here we have, here's our two cards. Here's our two designs. And you can just kind of watch how my thinking process is. So I'm going to put that there and just see what looks good. Okay. Now, you also have to keep in mind your sand dollars and where they're going to go and how they're going to cover stuff. So let me know. Grab a couple of these as I lay this out. So let's say I like the pink one off to the side because that way I know it'll be seen more because it's very visible. And then I like a dark one on the other side. And I think I'm going to go with, okay, let's see. I think that one's going to probably look better, more balanced. But let me just see if I want to put it on the other side. Okay. I'm thinking that side looks better to me, right? Than that side. That side just, it's too light. Not enough contrast. So I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use that side. But that's the beauty. And I'm going to now check if this paper would look better. Now, knowing that I'm going to use this piece. Okay. Nope. Definitely not. That's too dark. Okay. This is lighter. So that's going to go better. Okay. And now we'll do the same for here. And then I can just kind of chat with you as I glue all these together. So let's see. We're going to look. I don't think, yeah, this side. No, that's too light. But I do like the stripes. And I'm going to go, like, I'm going to try pink on that side. See how I put the pink on that side? It just kind of looked good. And I'll put the light one in the middle. Yeah. See what's on the other side of that. Nope. See what's on the other side. Oh, definitely not. It's the same as that. Okay. Now you can mix and match these two patterns here because you could. Because these are all the colors in the country woods and the country lace all coordinate together. So that's all good stuff to know that everything coordinates. Alrighty. I'm just seeing how this might, you know, if I put it this way, it definitely doesn't look like a flower. So I'm going to make this little pattern go down. Okay. Just kind of, if I make it go up, it kind of looks like petals of a flower. And I know it's an abstract shape anyway. It's not really like a flower, but let's see. Just going to kind of center that. Always do your third piece last. So you use liquid glue, and then that way you can put the third piece in the center easier. And you can also move it around easier when you need to. Okay, let's make sure this is kind of lined up. I'm just using little stripes on the paper to line that up. Okay, and then this one will be the one in the middle. Then it doesn't really matter. You're just going to put it like that. Okay, now before you glue that one, just double check your card's opening that way. Because earlier I almost glued mine on upside down. I mean, that's if this pattern doesn't really matter. It would have just meant that my Misty Moonlight would have been on the left side. Oops. I slipped. Slip sliding away. Okay, that's good. Oops. Okay, good. So not only I'm reusing pieces that I had left over from when I made my other swap with my sympathy cards. I'm using up scraps. You know, I'm making lots of cards with the same design but different paper. So, it's all good. I'm justifying getting more Country Woods Designer Series paper while it's on sale. As if we needed justification to buy craft supplies. I think not. I'm going to do that one last. This one on. I love the tip on this glue pen. It's a fine, it's not as fine tip as, we do have finer tips, but I like how it doesn't come out all over the place, but I know I still use too much because you really don't need that much of this glue. It's so strong. And then I have to always like wipe it off my hands because it doesn't make, the only thing I don't like about this glue is it doesn't make good glue boogers. I like glue boogers. And, tackier glues make good glue boogers. This one I actually have to like wash off, with water or with a baby wipe. But you can see how quick it solidifies. And it's like, if I try to move this one now, look, I can't even move that already. See? Even though I use liquid glue, which is more forgiving than seal adhesive, I can't move it after a minute. I mean, it's solidified. This one's almost already solidified. Okay, so that's the next layer. Okay, double check that it opens up to the vertically. And we'll get to vote on later. We'll get to vote on which card you like better. The one with the country lace or the country woods. But so far, so good. Now, again, I always like to emphasize, this design is the same as this design and that design. And last night, I did a whole video. I mean, it's very similar to this on using card sketches. I showed you my swaps from my team and how we used card sketches on our swaps. So that was really fun. So let's see. I'm going to put all these little... I know I need some sea stars, but I have a lot of sand dollars. So what you want to do... Now, these are from a different package of paper. Now, although the colors would coordinate, like I'm going to save these because this was from By the Bay Specialty Designer Series paper that I gave you in your kit. So I'm going to put those off to the side. I want to use, when I'm using sand dollars, I want to use them from the same, set of paper, right? And maybe I'll pop a gold one in there because last week Janet said, I really liked when you had gold ones mixed in there. So maybe we'll pop a gold one on each one. This is one I stamped. See the difference in stamping it versus not stamping it before you, here. This is just one cut out of Designer Series paper, right? It's beautiful, but look at when you stamp it onto, this is our new color called Basic Beige. I think it came out really nice stamped first. Okay, so Basic Beige, stamped first. That's one that's stamped first. It's kind of growing on me like that. I kind of like, at first I was like, not really, but let's see what else I have. Here we have, I have lots of these. So I made a couple at once. You can make a couple at once. All right, I need one that's another whole color. So we can, like this. Kind of like the wood side of that one. That one might work out, even though it's from By the Bay paper. It may work out. It's kind of a whole different color. Now these I don't want to use because they're different color scheme. But this one. So basically, you just cut out a lot of sand dollars, and you have a lot of options. That is the bottom line. All right, so now let's see what we got here. I'm just gonna lay these. I'm gonna put. So let's see. I put a big one, medium. I put the 3 sizes. Is what I did. So we're gonna go with that one. Let's see. This one on top, and now I need this little one of the white ones. Okay. So far so good. I think that will look good. And then for this one, I'm gonna put the big one over here with. Let's see. I might be using something from Country Lace in here, or just some. Here, I'll use this little stamped one. down there. And no. I think I'm going to use one from this pack of paper. See? It's like a wood from the pack of paper. Because it's going to be behind there anyway. All right. So I'm putting them like that because that way a little bit of this color sticks out, right? Now, I'm not even sure about the gold. I'm going to have to look. I'm just going to have to compare for a moment. No, I like the gold because it's so easy to, it's like, it's emphasized. That one might look better a little bit, but then this one just really makes it pop. So I'm kind of liking the gold, so I'm going to leave it just kind of like that. All right, so now I'm going to get some glue, and we're just going to glue all this down. These are just getting glued straight to the card, right? Just like this. I don't need to use dimensionals because we're going to have dimensionals for some of those stuff later. Okay, hold this down for a moment because this gold foil does kind of tend to pop up. If you don't, if you don't seal it. All right, so far so good. Put that over there. All right, let's see. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good with that one too. But always lay out your card first before you start gluing things down. Ooh, which one did I use? Was it that one or was it this one? That was the Designer Series paper one. I'm gonna go for that one because it'll really look good with this. I was gonna originally use the cardstock one, or was I using that one over there? I don't know. I like how this one looks though. This one I'm not worried about the bottom of that showing, so I'm gonna push this down a little bit. We're covering up the sand dollar partially anyway. I'm pushing this down with that one. All right, so now I always hate, you have your bucket of crafty goodness, and I have these extra little pieces that already, so maybe we can use some of these extra pieces, like these little sprigs and things. I can go ahead and cut out a couple extra sprigs with that. I'm just looking and seeing what I have on here. Look, I already have one of these made, so I only need to make one more of those. I don't see any more gold little sprigs. And I don't see any, oh, here's something. Oh, that one's paper. All right, so we're good. We already have some of our work done for us by having a little bucket of stuff. Now we're gonna open up the die cutting machine. This is what it looks like, just so you can see it. It's a Stampin' cut and emboss machine. I'm putting it over there, and I can raise this up a little bit. And we have this. Now, I should mention, this is a hybrid embossing folder. So if this is your first time on this tutorial and you don't know about this embossing folder, what's pretty cool is you could put a piece of paper in there and then close this down, and you get, if you put gold foil in there or, DSP in there, that's how those come out. Now, that sandwich would be, all you need to do that with is this. This is the sandwich for a 3D embossing folder. You're just using this base plate 1, the hybrid embossing folder, of course, the paper inside of it, and you're going to put that plate number 4 on top. Okay, so if you're new to the Seaside Wishes, that's all you need to do. But, however, I'm not using this in a hybrid embossing folder because I already had that stuff cut out. So we don't need this or that. All we need is plate number 1, plate number 2, plate number 3, and then another plate number 3. Okay, that's the sandwich. So I'm putting those over there. The die cutting sandwich. And now what we do, is that even white? So, hold on, gotta make sure that's white. That just doesn't look, maybe is that basic white? Sometimes I have scraps and I can tell it's not Stampin' Up. It's just, I can tell something's not Stampin' Up. Even if it's a scrap of paper, sometimes I use other scraps for other, just stamping things out. And I was like, that's not, because our paper has a really cool glossy coating on it. So I was like, that's not Stampin' Up. It wouldn't be really ragged on the edges if it was. Okay, so we have a piece of Stampin' Up! Paper, and here's our cards, and I think they're dry now. I can put them off to the side. We are going to look at the dies. So here's the dies, and we'll make a couple little sprigs. Using our gold pieces, we'll make a couple sea stars. This using, or starfish, you know, whatever you want to call them. And these are some cool pieces too. You'll see how these are used in other cards in a little bit. So now we're just going to mount this onto a stamping block like so. Now, make sure when you have a stamp that coordinates with a die, as this one does, you can see this little edge is going to coordinate. If I were to go like this and try to put it on the block, I may end up, the arms may not end up lining up with the die property. So just drop it onto your mat like so. Don't try to stretch it or move it. And then mount it onto the block so that way the die lines up nicely with the photopolymer stamp. And then we need this little guy as well. Same thing for that. And then we need the You Absolutely Made My Day stamp. Anything that will fit across horizontally. You could use any stamp you want, but the thing is, I like how this piece doesn't really block anything. It's really nice. It doesn't block your sentiments. All right. So I've been making these out of Calypso Coral. It's one of the Subtles collection. Okay. I'm just stamping onto there first to make sure I get a good stamped image. This one's not supposed to be solid stamped image anyway. It's a little bit lighter than that. Oops. That one's not going to work because I cut it off. Okay. Let's see what happens when I'll stamp. Yeah, that one's too light. Okay. You get an idea though. So just stamp all your sea stars that you need. I just did an extra one in case. I can't use these because they're over there. This one got cut off. I could use it, but it got cut off. And then for this one, I'm just going to mount it onto the other side. Peel this off so you can see better. Put it off to the side. Da-da-da. So this is called distinctive stamping. It's when the shading is built right into the stamp. That's something Stampin' Up! Is known for. I really like distinctive stamping. I'm just going to go ahead and use up all my paper here. And I won't make you, like, watch me cut them all out. Oop, that one got messed up anyway. But we have enough. I have 4 of those that are good and 3 of these. So we have those. And I'm going to go and put that back on there so I don't lose it. And we'll wash that off later. Now, I only have one set of dies. These are called metal dies, right? So we're going to put these right here. And you always use some painter's tape to help you keep the die in place. Especially, unless you just are only trying to cut out a sentiment. But when you're trying to keep the die in place, notice how I lined up the curve of the sea star with the little bit of a notch. So that fits perfectly, right? Just like so. Well, it should. It should. It did. Okay. And if you want it for good measure, just do one more. And then we get the little guy, little baby. And this one doesn't line up as easy. You just have to sort of twist it. I don't think it has an easy, it's not as easy to line up as the bigger one. Yay. Okay, now then we put this little guy over here. This is just my little scrap. Now, where did I get these little dots from? It's part of the embossing folder. That's where those little dots are from. So it's really cool to put like your little, I guess I want to call it like seaweed or whatever. Just little embellishments or little accents, right? Put that in there. And then I'm going to put one in this section too. Because never waste a good crank. I'm about to crank these through the die cutting machine. So why not cut out a couple of those as I'm cranking? We be cranking. Okay, hold on. These are about to, I was cranking so much that my Tic Tacs almost flew over. I'm in the middle of like, let's see how many projects I'm in the middle of. I am mailing out scan and cut retreat kits. I'm mailing out adhesive kits. I'm mailing out the new trimmer covers. And I'm mailing out this month's card club. So I have a lot of stuff on my table right now. Barely enough to even do this tutorial, but we made it. We made it happen. Those are cool. And I have 4 of those, so I'm happy. I'm just going to use 2 on each card. And let's see. Oh, that came out so nice. Yay. We need another set of sea stars, though. Now, this paper you can use, or this painter's tape you can use again. Oh, came out. That came out really nice. You have a lot of stuff on my table, literally and physically, Bonnie. Yes, I do. And my husband's like, you thrive with chaos. And I'm like, I don't try to always have like chaos, but it just seems like it always happens. Like, it's not like I ask for it to happen, but it just seems like when I plan it, all these things happen at the same time. I'm like, I planned them all at separate times. And it's like, how did all these deadlines happen at the same time? Oops. Anyway, but I do thrive. I do end up, like, at my other job as a teacher, like technology person, I end up all day long just putting out fires. So I guess I do thrive with chaos. I mean, I don't mind. I don't mind noise. I don't mind craziness, because at the end of the day, I go home and craft. All right, let's see. Putting that there. And I want to see if I can make one smaller one. It might fit. Oh, that's going to fit right there. We'll do a smaller one right like that. Always use up your scraps. The gold foil is not very expensive. I get a discount too because I'm a demonstrator. It's like $5 for 2 12 by 12 sheets, and it's really good stuff. The foil, you know, stays pretty solid as you use it. And then I get 25% off that. But of course, by the time I pay tax and shipping, there goes my, shipping's 11%, tax in Georgia is like 8%. Anyway, I still get a discount, still happy. Now, we can't get out of paying taxes. It's just saying, I'm just saying though. But it makes me happy to get a discount on craft supplies. All right, so while I had the machine open, you can see how I just made 2 at once, and I can cut out the other ones later after the video's over and before I put my before I put my die cutting machine away, I can cut those out later. All right, let's create. Then I'll write down the measurements, and I'll say hi and all the good stuff, and then, I always write down the measurements on my cards. So, cards. That's a good piece. That's a good piece. Let me put that one. Since I really know that is basic weight, I'm putting it back in the basic weight. If I put it in my little scrap bin, it's like, not so sure what's in there. All right. And we need to stamp this as well. But we can, before we stamp, we can use it as a guide because we're going to ink up the edges. So back to this. This is what we're making. And we're using, for that card, oh no, we do need to stamp next because all we can do right now is the little sprigs. We can glue those on. So let's see. Put one over there. And for this one, I'm going to put the small one on the top. I'm going to put it over there. Actually, I might use small ones on this one. And I might use big ones. I think I'm going to use the big ones on this one. Or wait, let's see. I might use 3. I might use... Nope, I think I'm just going to go with something like that. All right. This one I might use 3. We'll see, though. But if I don't think, no, I'm not going to use 3. I'm going to still use 2. But we're going to kind of offset them a little bit like that. All right, so that's where I'm going to put the little sprigs. And now we're just going to glue those in there. I do need to put the sea stars on after the sentiment because you see how I kind of tucked it under the sentiment? It's kind of neat to know where they go. So we'll put the sentiment on next, and then we'll put the sea star on there. All right, let me start saying hello to everyone. Thank you for all the likes and the thumbs up. I appreciate you. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please take a moment and do that. I'm coming up upon a very big milestone, so I really love to have you guys be part of that milestone. So hello, Phil. Nice to see you. Hello, handcrafted by Gaz 2. Hello, Bonnie Blake from Wisconsin. Elaine Schneider. Nice to see you again. Put this. Come on. This one, I think I cut the top of that one off. The tip. The tip of that little guy fell off. It's all good though. All right, I lost my place. Where was I? Elaine Schneider. Thank you. I'm glad you like these. She's saying their cases are adorable. Cases meaning, it's a crafty word, means copy and share everything. It's when you case something else. And that's like she said, she's talking about my swap cards. And be sure to check out that video. It's so inspiring. I'm going to show you one of the cards made by Cindy Pimley that's going to be like, wow, it's using this bundle. That was one of my swaps. So I'm really glad I had it. I have it to show you. Hello, Christina Fullen. Thank you for being a channel member. Okay, trimmer cases are $40, Bonnie, plus shipping. But all my card club members, as you know, if you're a card club member, you don't ever pay for shipping. Because like, I give you a catalog with the card club, or I give you whatever. I'm always sending you something with the card club anyway, and you don't have to pay extra shipping. But if you're not part of the card club, you have to pay extra shipping for that case. And it's very lightweight because it's only fabric. So, but there's 4 layers of fabric. Hello, Debbie Salinas. Thank you for being a YouTube channel member. Appreciate you. Hello, Regine Ann. Yeah. Yes. So she's saying constraints make you more creative, right? So it's like when I send you these card clubs each month, I'm like, I send you, for example, this month's card club is you're getting this paper and like in this vellum, and then you're getting some of this paper. It just happens to be on my table. So this paper and this gold. So therefore, when I created those 4 designs, I used only those supplies to create the 4 designs. So like actually having less supplies makes it easy for me because I'm not like, oh gosh, what should I do for card club? I have no friggin' clue every time. No, I never say I don't have a clue. I always go, oh, well, I'm going to have to, like, ahead of time, before I even make the card designs, I have to go online and be like, oh, well, this is what's available. I want to get one that's a little clearer. You know, these are the supplies that are available to me. So, like, right now, it says that the season of green and gold is on low inventory. And if I were planning next month's card club and I didn't already order it for you, which I'm talking about like September, I would be like, I can't even use that paper. So there goes that design idea right out of my head. If it's on low inventory, I don't know how long it's going to take to come back in stock. So I don't even design. And then if it's like then I'm like, oh no, my card club voted on merriest trees. And I'm like, okay, well, merriest trees, I want to use at least one Christmassy paper, right? So, I mean, unless I order it way ahead of time. I'm just stamping onto a piece of paper before I do. You absolutely made my day on these little strips of paper. These are in your kit. Okay, I'm just gonna make one down there and one down here. Just making little banners. That one's a little crooked. Let's get this little banner. Yeah, so anyway, with the take on the merriest trees, I think I already got glue on it. One of the things I'm doing for merriest trees is I'm going to do one that's not really like traditional, Christmassy colors. I think I already stamped this. That's a lot of ink. I don't know how that cuts. All I'm doing is just I have like endless scraps. This is how, every time I make the card bases, it'd be helpful if I just put on my darn glasses. That would be helpful. Unless you know what, when I mounted the stamp, I did it crookedly. 18th time's a charm. Okay, we'll try it. We're going to try it one more time. All I need is for 2 to come out. Actually, I already have 1 stamp, so I really don't need so many. not that one. That one had a smudge on it before I started. What I'm doing is I'm just making these smaller so that I can ink up the edges. Now, probably should have inked up the edges first, but it's all good. All right, that one's pretty good. And this one's going to be even better. All right, I'm happy with that. So now what you want to do is make your little banners with your scissors. So you just go like, you're just going to chop off the one side. And if you want to make the same exact angle, you can take that and put it on the other side. Or, let's see. You can put it on the other side like that. Use your little scrap, or it would be like this because of the angle of the banner. Well, you know what I mean. I'm not going to do it that way, but you could take your little shape and you can move your shape over here, flip it around to get the angle the same way. But I already kind of know how I want it, so I'm going to do that. All right. Let's see. I was going to ink them up first, but it's better that I ink them up when I know where the edges are. This one's pretty good. I can go for this one. I only need 2, but I'm making extra in case I mess any up. Okay, that one had a little smudge on it, so I'm not going to use that one right now. This one, no. Okay, that one got rejected as well, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This one's good too. Well, no, that one got smudged on the M. All right, so that's good. And this one, I wonder what happened to that one. Oops, that one just was too short. All right, we're ready. So you're gonna get your blending brush. In this case, I need to just get some pink off of this one. It had a different color pink on it. I'm just gonna use this other piece of scrap I had earlier. Oh no, it's off now. That's good. All the other pink is off. You just clean the blending brushes. You can wash them in the sink, or you could just kind of clean them by going on another piece of paper. So now we need some petal pink because it coordinates with our project. Leave that die over there. Just put some on a stamping block. Tap, tap, tap. And get the blob off. And then just start inking the edges. Okay, let me wipe this. I'm going to wipe this on my shirt. Yes, I am. Some ink on my shirt. Okay, so I'm getting the first blob off. Tap, tap, tap. What's that? Oh, that one came out nice. So you see how it's just, oh, and you can't see that. That's not contrasted. Well, see with black paper. Here, I'll show you on the back of one of these little boxes. See how it's inked on the edges? See the contrast? That is how you ink the edges of something. So I'm tapping and I'm getting that initial blob off, and then I'm just sort of inking the edges to get it to sort of have some dimension, right? So that's why I do this. Now, if I get 2, right, which right away, then that's good. I just have extra ones though that I'm going to be using right after this. I mean, I'll just keep on inking those up. Making sure there's nothing on there. Alrighty, put that together. Now we need Stampin' Dimensionals. Hello, Dawn Klein. Nice to see you. Debbie's like, I'm running out of room. What, for your craft supplies? Is that what you're talking about, Debbie? Running out of room? Debbie or Christine's like, what, going to sleep to get her worship on tomorrow. Going to sleep early. Hello, Hilda. Nice to see you. Okay, so we're going to put this, before we kind of land it, we need to see where we're going to put the sea star. Make sure it doesn't block anything else. So about there is good. Put it down there. I just need 2 dimensionals. And I want to make sure I want to make sure like some of the sand dollar is like sticking out, right? The different patterns of it. Okay, and it just, you're just going by what kind of things are on your card, where you put things. I mean, we could actually try putting it up higher and see what that looks like. Thank you, Hilda. I'm glad you love this card. I just came up with the design today. But it's not, you never really come up with something on the same day. You kind of always take inspiration from other things, right? But I came up with this design based on some other designs today. How about that? It's a recompilation. It's a, what are they called? It's a mashup. You've heard of like mashups with songs. This is a mashup of other card designs. I was going to try to put it on top, but it just didn't look like it needed to go. It needed to go on the bottom. So Sue Bocock, nice to see you. Hello from Canada. I hope you subscribe to my channel. I'm working on a big milestone. Let's see. Put that there. These I can pop up. Well, actually, I glued this one down because this arm was messed up and I was trying to hide the arm. But I think I'm going to pop these up with dimensionals. Like this one and this one. I'm going to kind of make the arm. I'm going to go like this. I'm going to make like this arm to kind of go over that a tiny bit, right? So for those, I used these mini dimensionals. I'm just using mini black dimensionals. That's because that's what I have, but you can use any kind of mini dimensionals. Like they make white ones. Stampin' Up makes white ones too. I'm just going to put a few on there. I don't need so many, but one is just not really enough to like make me confident that it won't get stuck in the envelope and fall away. All right, so that, I think I like the little curve part on the top, so I'm going to put that little guy. I'm going to put him like that. All right, so now he's not falling off. He's not going anywhere. And then this guy, I'm going to make that one so it's not touching that little sign because I don't want to block that little guy. I'll just put 2 of them on here. Now with the black ones, the only thing about black dimensionals, they're great for Halloween and everything when you have different kinds of embellishments that are dark. But when you have light embellishments, you got to make sure you really hide it under there so it doesn't stick out. Okay, I think I'm going to make this go up a little bit, like right. Trying not to cover different parts of this sand dollar. All right, so far so good. And then we need this little guy. They only need, for the mini sea star, just 1 dimensional is fine. 1 mini dimensional. Oops. It would be helpful if I took the back off of it. Then it would stick. But let's check. Before I take the back off of it, you always got to make sure that it's not showing through. Get on there. Stay. There we go. Now for this guy, since this one's not covering it, I like the bottom one to cover it. See? Like that. Since this one's not going under it. Maybe something like that. Oh, I really like how these are coming together, and they're each a little bit different as well. Yeah, but anytime you see me do a design on this channel, just go ahead and make it. Like, just make the card. You always have my permission to copy and use any of the designs you see. You know, it would be nice to get credit, but if I don't get credit, I don't get my panties in a bunch because we all design from being inspired by others who came before us. I mean, there were card makers before we were born. I mean, people have been card making forever. Okay, so now we're going to add the little, these are the pearls. I decided to use the pearls today. I can use some pearls on one and some rhinestones or something on the other, but, you know, based on what I have here. So let's put these dimensionals away. And let's see, I have 4 pearls left and I have one of those others. So let's see, I have other pearls left, but I might use some of these rhinestones on the other. All right. Now, I like the way that the pearls go with the country lace paper because it's just such like delicate, small paper, you know, or not small, but like subtle paper. And when I do embellishments, I always do like 3 embellishments. So these are called, I think they're called flat pearls or adhesive back flat pearls. Where I'm going to put this one down there. Okay, so bling really adds to your card. Add some bling. And then we're going to, for this one, we'll use rhinestones. All of this stuff is in your kit. Different, you might not have the same size rhinestones as me, but just add some bling to your card. All right. Now you saw we went from this to this. I mean, you saw us go from a blank slate to this. So all you got to do is just keep on layering. Just keep swimming. Just keep layering. And next thing you know, your card has all stuff on it. And then you can add some Wink of Stella and all kinds of other fun stuff. I'm grabbing a paper. Okay, those of you that know my channel, I always write down my measurements, and then Janet is going to, at some point, she always helps me like write them up. So you'll see these in the comments as well. All right, so let's say we have so we're going to say Seaside Wishes. And the card, I'm going to say, instead of writing all the DSP like separate, I'm just going to write up here. You're going to use either or a combination, right? A combination of country lace or country woods. I made my ends a little different. All right. That's good. Country lace or country woods. So you're going to have layer 1. I'll rate the card base in a minute. Layers 2, 3, and 4. And I'm going to put the card base at the bottom. So first the card base. I usually tell you that first, but forgot to write it first. It's going to be 11 inches by 4 1/4. Okay, what do I mean? It's like this. 11 inches this way, right? By 4 1/4 this way. Of course, you're going to turn it this way. It's going to be horizontal. I call it, it's going to be a vertical card. I call this my vertical card design. So when you hear me say it's a vertical card design, it's like that. If you hear me say it's a horizontal card design, it opens on the top. So layer 1 is going to be 5 1/4 inches times 4 inches. Layers 2, 3, and 4, you're going to make 3 of these. They're going to be 4 1/4 times 1 inch. That is your design. That's all you need to know. I will write the ink colors. We have petal pink ink. That's going to be for the edges. We have early espresso. I think I just ate a bug at night. And there's been so much rain, as you know, from the storms and hurricane that came through. Lots of mosquitoes down here. And lots of little bugs. They love the rain. Early espresso. So I shouldn't stay in she said late because of the bugs. Okay, that's early espressos for the sentiment. And then we have Calypso Coral. Other products used, in addition to the Designer Series paper, were the gold foil by Stampin' Up. It's this gold foil that you can then use the hybrid embossing folder to make the little dots on. And we might have used, if these weren't made of DSP, I might have used some made of cardstock or and then a little bit of ink, like basic. If I did use cardstock, I didn't use that one, but say there's some of these if you want, right? Just to show you, you can use basic beige cardstock and basic beige ink, and that looks really good for your sand dollars. All right, so take your screenshot of that card, how that's made. Oh, your son lives in Atlanta, so he knows about all the rain we've been having. Well, I don't know. That's pretty far from me, like 5 hours away, but they probably had a lot of rain too. Thank you, Judy Gill. She's saying, hey, sweetie, loves the cards. And so pretty. Thank you. You're very welcome. I'm glad you appreciate me showing you this. Hello, Frida. Nice to see you again, Frida Partlow. All right. I see a couple newbies, so please subscribe tonight. Not Frida's not one. She's been around forever. Oh, the case. Okay, she's talking about case. Yeah, okay, she's talking about... So Elaine's saying she's talking about the actual trimmer case. I'll show you that. Oh, yeah, Nola's... I think Janet's on holiday today, so that's why she's not here. But she will be writing these And hello, Leslie, Outback Stamping. And hello, Nola Ventura. Hello, Yvette. Thank you for being a channel supporter. All right, so you got the measurements. I'm going to assume. Now, I know you want to see, after making this card, what other things we did in the months of, let's see what month it is. It is August. It's the months of July and August. This is what we made this month. You're going to see my styles coming through again and again. And we all have our different styles. And you can see that, right, when you use the country lace, that the styles show through. This is what I call my horizontal card, right? And this is what I call my vertical card. So you could see I used a lot of the same colors and a lot of the same techniques. This card involved using our Misty Moonlight cardstock and ribbon. We used our diagonal petal pink ribbon on these cards. And we also used some distressed gold specialty paper to make this here. And we had a different sentiment and a different design, of course, with the layers. Okay, so that's that card. And then this is another card we made. And again, you can see my style coming through. This is a crumb cake card. I'm going to show you lots of other styles as well. But these are ones made with the country lace. Some of these is country lace to make some of these little $10. Also in this series in July and August, we've made these boxes. I taught you how to use the gold foil and to make your own box to hold candy, which I've already taken out. But you can also hold $10. And you can also put sentiments in there, like this. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. So if you missed any of these tutorials, this would be card tutorial, this would be a card tutorial, and then this would be a treat holder tutorial. And then during the month of August, we made this box. Your friendship is the best gift. It's a treat box. It's a gift card holder box. And we used the Nested Essentials dies, and we inked up the edges, and you got to see how to use the Country Woods paper for that. And then we used this one is the By the Bay Specialty Designer Series paper, which was in your kit, and another Country Woods. I'm not going to open those up right now, but those are gift card holder boxes. All right, let's show you some other things made so you know, just see my style. You see other styles as well that are using this same suite of products. And I have these cards because of swaps that I'm involved in. So this is Hannah Wildy, and she made this with, it looks like crumb cake or basic beige. Well, crumb cake's the background color. A layered piece here, Country Woods Designer Series paper. Seaweed, and it looks like she used Shy Shamrock for the seaweed. And she stamped her $10 before she cut them. I'm just seeing if there's anything in the inside of the cards. That's why I'm opening it. And it looks like copper clay. That looks good, like for the starfish with copper clay. Okay, you absolutely made my day. These are the little rocks we haven't used yet in our designs, but I like how she used the little rocks. This is Danita Cook. Or no, this is Julie Reef. Julie Reef made this card. She was so sweet. She made Danita's, when Danita couldn't participate in a swap 1 month, Julie made her swap cards for her. Now that's a team. That's the kind of team we have. Okay, so this is really cute with the petal pink and the crumb cake. Here's another design. 3 strips of, let's see, Misty Moonlight. Okay, nothing on the inside, just making sure. 3 strips of Misty Moonlight. Let's see. I like the Calypso Coral around the background, and this one's made by Hattie Walker Nelson. Isn't that nice? With the, and I like how she used the gem inside there. So these are those little swirl dots from the Latte Love bundle or sweet Latte Love. You know what I mean? The coffee suite has these little things. And she also used those little, we should be using those more. Those are little fun little, see these? I mean more. I don't think I've used those at all. That makes a nice little splash though down here. And those rocks, that's over here. See how the rock stamp is? It's really nice. All right, now this one you're going to love because it's the new one that I just showed last night. It's based on a card sketch. And what also you're going to love is Cindy Pimley, the one who made this. Cindy Pimley, Stampin' Up. These are all demonstrators, by the way, all those that made these. I like how she stamped the $10 on the inside and wrote happy birthday. But I also like how she sells her cards at coffee shops and how she uses a bag to make it so I don't have to keep opening the bag to see what's on the inside. It's just the way the bags are. So these are on my Amazon store, which is linked in the description of this video. But look at how she used the swirly embossing folder. Fantastic. And then this one I just have out here because it's my sympathy card. And it's also using the Country Woods Designer Series paper. And it's why I had leftovers of all certain papers and not the others, because I made all the cards that are the same. And I did use this design for this card here. Again, you can use your own designs over and over. You're like, what? That's the same design. Yes, this is the same design as this. Look, just go like that. So you don't need to keep reinventing the wheel. Just go with your designs, reuse your designs over in different ways. Hello, Diana Trout. Nice to see you. All right, I know you want to see some other things that have nothing to do with being nautical, right? So let's put this all away. And I have some of these that go up on my stand. This is a little container that I have that I carry my swaps in. So let me just grab. I need to clear the deck because I don't want to get any ink on my mom's creations. And I want to make sure that I take this whole tray. The Glass Mat Studio. By the way, those are on sale now. Okay, that will be for my summary. Let's put those over here. I'm missing one box. Here's my box. I have a little bit more to do, so I'm going to leave those off to the side. But I want to move this so I don't get any ink on anything. Okay, raising this up. So a couple of my team members, Boo and Ann, they said, would your mom please make some cases to hold the trimmers? Okay, and then I explained to her, I said, sure, Mom, can you make some cases to hold my trimmer? Check this out. So these trimmers, we travel around. A lot of us go to different crops and different crafting events and retreats. And I said, well, Mom, the requirements are, I'm just going to show those to you as I talk. The requirements are that we need a place to put our little blades. This one's the butterfly one. So there's a little place to put our blades. She even made little Velcro pockets, right? She used some cute buttons. And I said, here's another one with this. Oh, I'll tell you what that one is. Whoever said bowling balls last night, I looked it up, and these are bowling balls. I really thought they were bubbles. So these are bowling balls. So you were right. A couple of you said that on my channel last night. So first she made me one like this, and I said, Mom, this is great, but like this button is kind of hard to open. It's a small button. But I loved how she made this like cute pocket. So this is mine. This is the fabric I picked out. So she made me my trimmer case first. And I love it. I'm still going to use it. But I said, hey, can you make the top of it like more curved? And can you make the button bigger? And hence we have this one. This is a batik one with like a navy blue sort of background and like batik flowers. And she made it giant. So she put the little lining on it and she made it curved. And so she has quilting material in here. They're lined with fabric. There's quilting material. There's batting material. So there's like 4 or 5 layers of material in these trimmer cases. And then this one's really cool. It's a fall color with a really cute fall button. And I like the bigger pocket because then you could put, now this needs Velcro on that side. Then you could put things like, other things besides our blades. I'm just going to move that away so I could show you some other designs. So here's how she improved upon my original design. That same design I showed you with the fabric. I said, Mom, I love that, but can you make me a bigger button? So she did make the bigger button, and then she lined it all like so cute. So I call that the beach one. And she put a pocket over here for whatever reason. It's a little bit off center, but it doesn't matter. It's still awesome. I mean, she's 92, right? And this one is for Anne. Anne is the one who ordered these in the first place. So she's my team member. And this is her turtle one. I think she got the turtle and the butterfly. So actually, the turtle, the butterflies, and the batik are already spoken for because I showed these and somebody already wanted the batik as well. So there's a little Velcro pocket, a giant button. She put the button on the pocket. And then she didn't have quite enough fabric to make the whole turtle on this side. So she put these 2 green strips. But that's the back side. So it's simply adorable. And then another improvement she did was she did this. Oops, that's the bowling ball. It's bowling ball, but it does look like bubbles too. And she put a handle on Anne's. So it's just pretty nice. Okay, so that's, I got to take my trimmer out so I don't accidentally send that. Now, Mom's been helping a lot with the different projects And these are the little swag bags she made for the Brother Scan and Cut retreat. Today's the last day to sign up for the Scan and Cut retreat. So she made these bags. They're each a little different, right? Yes, it is bowling balls. Okay, Bonnie, that's what I was... So you're the one that said it last night, Bonnie. So what you do is I used artificial intelligence to look up. So what I did is I did what's called a reverse lookup. It's like a photo lookup. And what you do is you can look up, you can take a picture of something and look up anything that's being sold in the whole world that has like whatever you took a picture of. It's really cool. So it said that this was used for dog bandanas. It said bowling for fun or something. It said like, it had something like dog bandana fabric, bowling for treats or something. It said bowling for treats, I think was the name of the fabric. And I was like, really? It doesn't look at all like bowling balls to me. It looks like bubbles. But anyway, I love this one because it's the one with bling on it. So I love this case. So I'll definitely be using the craft cases. Anyway, so she made these Scan and Cut bags, and then she made these recently, which are just some fun little swag bags. All right. Mom is awesome. We already know that. And I'm going to just now show you what we're making in our card club to kind of sum things out, and then we'll summarize and be out of here. So this month's card club, last day to sign up for this kit for this month's card club. I'm just putting the catalog down underneath here. Okay. We are making these using the Trucking Along stamp set. Let's see where the Trucking Along stamp set. Here we go. This is the Trucking Along stamp set. So that's what we're featuring for the month of August. Okay, we're going to be using the Season of Green and Gold Designer Series paper for these designs. And you get all the die cut pieces you need to make 8 cards. And you get all the card bases already folded for you. And you get the inside basic white pieces. And you get envelopes and everything. So you get ribbon samples, embellishments, everything. So this is a two we're making from Country Woods. Simple designs. We're going to be featuring these on my channel in the 3rd week of August. Okay, so those are those. And then so the 10th is today. You could sign up for this card club or the Scan and Cut retreat. And then I haven't opened the registration yet, but this was voted on for being the September-October featured series. It's going to be based on Greetings of the Season. Now, this paper is already on low inventory. I'm going to try to order enough for this kit, and hopefully it comes back in inventory. But if not, I will be using a different kind of paper for that workshop series. But I'm going to have more than one paper anyway. So we'll have some Christmassy paper, and hopefully, we can even use some new catalog stuff. But that we're going to definitely try to use stuff that you can already get, like, Winter Meadow, etc., etc. All right. So to summarize, today's video was not about any of these things. It was about, and by the way, request a catalog if you like. It was about the Seaside Wishes. Let's just move that over. So today we created cards using Seaside Wishes. We started off just kind of being inspired by a card sketch and one of my other cards that I showed you. In the swap video last night, and I showed you based on the Season of Green and Gold. We used 3 strips of Designer Series paper with the Country Lace. Then we did the same design again with the Country Woods. We used different embellishments and same cardstock, and it came out almost the same. So okay, Nola, okay, I'll ask her to make you one with dog fabric. We'll be looking for dog fabric for you. Or if you have special dog fabric, you can send it, or she can get it sometime for you. We'll put you on the list for making you a trimmer case. So I'm in the Eastern time zone in Georgia, Bonnie, and that's what the retreat is on the Eastern time. All right, thank you all for watching. This is The Papered Chef. Have a great evening, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.